Success in the job market. So we're going to start out. First of all, I want to brag a little on Christy. Christy's been a long-standing board member of the Raleigh ISSA for a long time. Dear friend of mine and a colleague. The cool thing about Christy and I is we share a lot of our past and a lot of similarities in where we came from. So the first thing I want to tell you was why I'm here. I'm here for you. It's not a generalized statement. That's something that I follow up on. And something I will tell you is you will not outwork me. Okay? You won't. Something that I'm very proud of is not only being an ISSA member, but being able to come in and get the opportunity to talk with you and then follow up with you. How many of you are excited about getting a career? Good. Every hand is raised. Notice I didn't say job. I've had plenty of jobs. Those typically are transitional, and I didn't like them. So one of the talks I've done, I just recently graduated from East Carolina University with a master's in information security. I wanted to share that with you because not only was I a full-time employee for that entire 2.5 years, but I was also an instructor in the evening. I teach 3 nights a week from 6 to 10, and I'm a full-time grad student. When I graduated top of my class. So if you come to me and cry about you're tired, not interested. You're alpha males and alpha females now, so it's time to start acting like it. This is an opportunity for you, and being in this is a privilege. I want to share some hope with you because there is success in the InfoSec Con, our conference, and in the job market. But there's a few strategies I want you to employ. And I have some information up here. If you don't catch anything out of this, follow up with me. Okay? I'll send you my contact information. Pretty easy to get a hold of. And I'm all about those who are very interested in trying to advance their careers. Here we go. Click again. So the agenda today, I'm going to talk about some really core values. Think, value, communicate, lead. And then I'm going to tell you a short little bit about myself. This is something that you can absolutely do if you choose. Notice I said if you choose. You have to decide to do these things. First thing I want you to think about is figure out your why. Why are you sitting here right now? Good pizza, free pizza, something to fill in the void. If that's you, you really want to reevaluate yourself. So I always have a very simple question is to figure out your why. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate.
Chocolate? Chocolate?
Butter pecan.
Butter pecan. Or pecan.
I mean chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip. Butter pecan. Butter pecan. No. Oreo, right? You. No. All right. Fine. How do you know you liked it? How do you know you liked it?
You ate it?
Tried it. I went and had some gelato in San Diego, and it was phenomenal. And they kept handing me that little spoon, and I wasn't refusing. Right? Welcome to IT. You're going to do things you absolutely love, and you're going to think that butter pecan is good, thinking that vanilla is good, and then you're going to try that strawberry cheesecake, and you're going to be like, man, this is great. You're going to try these different flavors. That's so important for you to realize because you need these skill sets. Why am I here? To offer you an outlet to learn and get some hands-on to make you more marketable and desirable for the people that want to hire you. Now, this is a lot of fun, by the way. This is not some sort of, I've got to stay up all hours of the night and it's going to be miserable. It's actually fun. You're going to find some things you really like and you may transition off some things that you don't like. How many of you have goals? Okay, those who don't have their hands up, we probably need to spend a little time together. There's 3 categories here. Short, mid-term, and long-term. Why am I telling you this? Because Cisco, BB&T, Duke Health, all the companies I come in contact with are looking for people who have goals. If you have a $1 billion company and you're going to be hiring the IT folks, do you want the mediocre people that have no idea what they're doing? Right. Do you want people that are not really sure about where their goals are? No. You want people that have a baseline and then you help kind of guide them through. This is all about my career. I'm learning Python right now at a very rapid pace. Love it. It's fun. I get to work with somebody over in Building 1. She's great. Fun to work with. Get to talk to her this afternoon as soon as I finish up here. And I love it. Another flavor of ice cream, right? Short term, 3 months. Mid-term, 6 months. Long term, over 12. You should list these out. Get a dry erase marker. Write them on your bathroom mirror. See them every day. As they change, as that vanilla becomes cheesecake, or maybe butter pecan or pecan where you're from, you want to go ahead and change those. Erase it, your new one. You got to see them every day. You can't forget these. These are very basic skill sets that you're going to need to get a career, because they're going to sit you down and go, why are you here? Why do you want to work for Cisco? Why do you want to work for Duke? What are your goals? And you should know what their goals are before you're interviewing. What is Cisco's goal? To securely connect everything so anything is possible. You should know that when you walk in there. What do you enjoy doing? Do you know that yet? If you don't, you might want to talk to somebody that is in that career field. You're interested in security. Maybe you want to call up Christy and say, hey, what's it like working for a bank in the security department? Or maybe, hey, I'm a senior security engineer on the government side of Cisco. What's that like? Talk to us. That kind of tells you about the flavor you're getting ready to try. Do research. Just don't walk in and expect it to be set in front of you and go, there it is. Those days are over. You should do the research. What skill sets do I need? What open source tools can I use? Wireshark. Great open source tool, right? Qualys is one that you can get free training on. These are tools. You want to research this. Are these fun? Let me watch a video on it. How many of you like YouTube? Whatever. Yes, everybody likes YouTube. I know you're on it. Go and look at that and find some training where they're telling you about that particular tool.
You know, with training, we also have the Raleigh ISSA webpage under education. Has a ton of resources, and that people like Rob send us links, and we just keep adding to it.
Absolutely, and we're here for you. That's the cool thing about it. Top 10 list. You need to build a top 10 list of companies you want to work for. How many of you have gone on a date before? Okay. If you go on a date and walk up and, let me tell you what we're doing this evening. We're going to this restaurant, we're having this food, we're watching this movie, and we're doing all this. What do you think that young lady or young man's going to tell you? Bye, Felicia. Right? You need to do your research. You need a top 10 list. You need to come up with companies that you desire to work for. Look at them. Hey, what are they doing? What are they innovating? Are they innovating? Do they have internships? And I was talking to Gwen just a moment ago. I'm going to work with about 150 CISOs in the area to start building a channel for internships.
How many of you know what a CISO is?
Chief Information Security Officer. So that's an executive that covers the security level there, even with the privacy folks. But they make the decisions. And a lot of times they're looking for talent, but they don't have time to break away from their day to go and look for people or build that. So the ISSA, along with Christy's help, and some of our other folks, we're going to work through that for you. Why are we doing all this? Because we were in the same spot. No different than you are. I may know more stuff than you do currently, but I'm no different than you. You're as smart as I am. You're as capable as learning as I am. But the question is, what are you going to do about it? All right, list out your skill sets. How many of you have done any project management? Everybody raise your hand right now. Do it. Raise your hand. If you did a lemonade stand, if you worked on a group paper, you have done project management. Stop selling yourself short. Projects come in all various shapes and sizes. Well, yes, I haven't done one for a multi-billion-dollar company. Who has that opportunity, right? Is that the only project management you've done? No. Can you go out and look at some project management skill sets? Cool. IT network. Have you set up a router at home? I hope so, because you have wireless, right? So you have these skill sets. The question is, do you know what your skill sets are? Match your skill sets to what you desire to do based on the person that you want to be like. What do they have? If you look at my skill sets, hey, I like that butter pecan right there. How'd you get training on that? Where is it? Hey, I'm going to point you over to the website. Go take a look at it. Here's a thought. Tell your instructors. Little idea. Hey, I'd like to learn about XYZ. You know what we'll do? We'll go find a smart person. We'll bring them to a beautiful place, the RTP Conference Center, and we'll conduct training. Easy to do. But I'm not the amazing Kreskin. I can't look at you and say, you know what? That guy right there needs something on packet capture. He needs a Wireshark class. Or hey, you know what? She needs something on vulnerability management. Can't do that. You have to feed that back based on your goals and the companies you want to work for. Be very proactive. In the world we live in, we're moving quick. Things are changing rapidly, and we have to evolve with that. Be on time. I can't tell you how unbelievably ridiculous it is to be late. I have a rule. If you're 10 minutes early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, don't show up. When I work with government clients, I am there 15 minutes early, put a smile on my face. Look, some of you look like you've been weaned on a pickle and raised on lemon juice. Smile. It's not going to hurt. Okay? Yeah, smile. It's okay. Let it out. Let it out. Thank you. Be on time. Be respectful. I appreciate someone saying sir to me. I appreciate all of that. That first shows respect for you. Then the person that you're speaking to. It carries so much weight. The words, and let me give you an example. I was working with an engineer, a new engineer, with Cisco. And he shared with me on a call, was saying that the person he was talking to said, what high schooler do I have on the phone? And he was very taken back by that. So I was having breakfast with him, and he was sharing with me, and he said, I'm really troubled by that. I said, well, let me go back through our conversations. You didn't say yes, sir, to me. You said, yeah. You didn't clearly end your sentences. You said, what not? It's filler words, ums. That has to stop. When you're speaking to someone, respect. Think about what you're saying. Here's the problem. Just pause. Take a breath. But the respect comes in from practicing that. Well, how do we do that? Well, here's the part. Everybody take your phone out. It's a crazy thing. Take it out. You know you want to touch it. You do. All right, here's what you do. You take this and you put it down. And you get off of it and you talk to the person beside you. And you say, hey, I want to have a conversation. Right? You tell me what I'm saying when I'm talking to you that are filler words. How many times did I say How many times did I say what not? How many filler words did I use? And every time they do that, have an accountability partner that pokes you every time you say that. Then those conversations are better. Work ethic. I mentioned before that you won't outwork me. You won't. Because I'm going to do whatever it takes to be that alpha that's sitting out there. That didn't come from, hey, I just woke up one day and decided to do that. There were life events. Things in my past, when I lost a job back in 2008, I went from making several $100,000 a year to 40. The economy fell apart. Absolutely terrible. Went back to school during that time, worked full time, did whatever I could to ensure that my family was provided for. And my family did the same. You have to do that now. You're constantly jockeying for position. No one should outwork you. You should have a pride in your school. This is your home. These are your colleagues. And when you are out there representing, do they look at that and say, I don't want any more from that school? Or, hey, we need some more from that school. Man, they're voracious. See that alpha female they just put in? Man, she is just breaking the back out of it. Here on time, working hard, got questions, comes with the question, comes back, not the same question twice or three times, doing the work. But you're repping your school. And I will tell you, you get a few bad apples, spoil a bunch. They'll cut you off. I heard that even with some of the universities in the area. And I went to the administration and said, we need to sit and have this conversation because it isn't working. You're destroying for the future people that are coming in any of those opportunities. You're wrecking them. Quality work. Your work should be great. When I would write papers, I had folks go back over my papers. Can you tell me what I can do better? No one's arrived, by the way. No one's arrived. No one said, I wrote a perfect paper. No. You have someone read them. What do you think about this? What could I do better? And the other part, you know what you have to check? Your ego. It's okay to say, I don't know. I walked in today and said, I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to sit down with a smart person. Hey, you know Python? I'm going to sit down with you. We need to be, hey, can I grab you some lunch? I'll buy you a hot dog. I heard they have a good hot dog. I said, you got 5 minutes I can talk to you? What book are you using? You got any videos you can send me? That's the type of behavior that an alpha male and an alpha female exhibit. 3 tenets of information security: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. If you're having any conversation with anybody, these are your tenets. I use them each and every time I talk. Why? Because the rest of the world isn't getting it. Anybody think of a large company that just got breached?
Equifax.
And you could just sit there and riddle all that. And what did that do to them? Billions of dollars. Let me ask this other, you own a $1 billion company, because I got to talk to you for a minute. Okay, so your $1 billion company just got breached. Your IT security folks, you're like, hey, we appreciate it, you're out. They go to get another job. They have their resume out there. Hey, I'm interested in working for your $1 billion company, and I slide those resumes across. Hey, where'd you used to work? Oh, they got breached. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and pass. We appreciate your resume, but we're going to pass on that. Reputation means everything. And here's the other part. What's your brand look like? You ever think about that? You have a brand. You're your brand. What does it look like? Is it sloppy? Is it late? Is it on time? Is it impressive? Is it crisp? What's your brand look like? Because if your brand looks good, you want to buy it. Look at the clothing that you wear. Look at the names that you buy. Why do you buy them? They're quality. They last. They're crisp. They're what you want. That is your brand. Communication. There are tons of organizations. It doesn't matter what organization you belong to. You should find your circle. I belong to 5 organizations right now, and I love each and every one of them because they all have a use to me. But here's the other part. I show up. I go to the meetings. Is it always convenient? Nope. Is it a little extra work? Yes. I stopped working last night at 8:30. Not to brag, but you know what? I'm happy to do it. Because what's the alternative? And let me give you a for instance. If you had a really good paying job, and you lost that job, and you were out of work for 2 or 3 months, and they rehired you, do you think your attitude would be different about that job? Think about that with school or anything else that you have in your life to be grateful for. ISSA, InfoGuard, NCMS, Connected Women of North Carolina, all excellent organizations that you can absolutely belong to. If you need information about them, happy to provide that to you. Part of each one of these organizations, absolutely love it. BDPA is another one that I have a heart for. Working with strategy for the Black Data Processing Associates in the area. You have a place to be with folks that are like-minded just like yourself. But make sure you're attending these. You've got to communicate. You've got to do something differently. And here's the thing. Past 2 months, how many organizations have you gone and visited? How many people have you talked to out of your sphere to ask questions about your careers? This is not pointing any fingers. I'm under the same gun. I'm under the same recommendation. How many times have you gone to your professors and go, you know what? I need another resource. Do you have a supplemental book I can use? When are you out of your comfort zone, or are you just in the rhythm? Because that's going to make the difference in that proactive search. If I go into McDonald's to order a Big Mac, which I love, I can't walk up to the counter and stare at it. And they're going to expect to know, oh, that's Rob, he needs a Big Mac. I need to tell them what I want. You need to do the same. Hey, Gwen, I'm interested in working for BB&T. You know, I know the most unbelievable, smartest lady on the planet. Her name is Christy Long. You want to talk to her.
I don't think she's human.
She isn't. She's actually part cyborg, I'm quite sure. Make the opportunity. How many of you have LinkedIn accounts? How many of you have a good LinkedIn account?
How do you know?
Okay, well, then you need to have us review them. Take a look at it.
Define good.
The definition of good is when I look at it, I'm like, hey, I know that this person is out and active. I know this person's skill sets because they're clearly defined. Man, that's a good looking picture, nice headshot, love that shirt. They got a smile on their face. Because that's your face. Recruiters are going back. When I refer people to jobs, which doesn't happen very often, because I have a rule, if I refer you to a job and you mess it up, I'll get you. I promise you I'll get you. Too much to be lost out of that. Because the people behind you get trampled on. If you mess that up and I say, hey, well, I don't want any more from Rob. Ooh, that last one, that was terrible. But you know the good thing is, haven't had that problem. Make the opportunity. Search for people that you want to talk to. Reach out to them. If you want to meet somebody in the industry that anybody in this room knows, Christy, myself, Gwen, any of the instructors, set up a breakfast. If you can't afford it, come talk to me. I love breakfast. We can go to Pancake and I'll help you facilitate the conversation. Every day this week I've met for breakfast with people that are looking for jobs, sponsors that want to help be part of our organization, and people who have careers. So Monday was a career opportunity. Hey, how can we help? How can we build this funnel? They're looking for you, but they can't find you if you're hiding in your same little cubby holes. And especially if you're hiding behind your phone. Well, that's real uncomfortable, Rob. You shouldn't talk like that. Yes, it's time for you to be uncomfortable. Because it's not about being uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable. It's like going to the gym. You got to go in, you got to suffer a little bit. Once you suffer a little bit, it gets so much easier. But you got to be able to go through that pain. Through that pain, you get stronger. Ask for an introduction. Find someone. Is it Gwen? You want to talk to Christy? You don't know Christy? Hey, Gwen, can you set up some time with Christy? Hey, WebEx, it's a fabulous thing. Go to meeting. Get your camera turned on. Hey, how's it going? I do a lot of WebEx sessions. And we usually focus on the same things. What's your resume look like? Let me see your LinkedIn profile. Let's take a peek at it. It's not to beat you over the head. It's to say, hey, can I make some recommendations? Because I'm going to ask you the question, how can I help? And then the second statement is, which is a question, is do you want my help? Because if you don't, I'm moving on. Because I won't help. My hand's up. I'll go to the colleagues around me. What can I do better? How was that? What can I do to refine me? What skill sets am I lacking? Hey, do you know some good training that's coming about? Those are good questions to ask. And you have to ask yourself, how many people have you had that conversation with? 467 million users and counting for LinkedIn? That's a target-rich environment. Looking for jobs, opportunities. You build your target list. Do you know what that company's culture looks like? Epic Games, maybe? Maybe you're a gamer. Hey, I'm interested in working for Epic. I want to do design. Sweet. Maybe you want to do their database. Maybe you want to do their networking. What's the culture like? Hey, I like BB&T. I like Duke Health. Fill in the blank. Start meeting with those people. Come to our meetings. I think the last meeting we had about 180 people. There's got to be somebody in there that you can talk to. Career meetings. Do the things that you find right now that, well, I'll get to it when I graduate. That's a mistake. Right now, at this very moment, you need to be meeting people. First day of class, or you're right now getting ready to graduate, you need to turn it up and start meeting with people. I have a challenge for you. 3 meetings a week. Meet 3 new people a week. And that doesn't mean, I send an email and hope. That means be proactive. If they don't want to talk to you, reach around and say, hey, I see that you're connected to this person. How do I talk to them? And then we'll work it out. If not, we'll move on. That's why we exist. Our organization focuses on helping the people around us. And that's why I'm part of it. When we lose that, I'm gone. I have no interest in it. But the precious words that you can do is say, can you give me a hand? You know what that takes? Bravery. Because most people are cowards. Sorry. Cowards. They're going to sit back. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Well, then stay there. You got to step up. It ain't going to kill you to stick your hand out and say, hi, if you did for me, and I appreciate that. Those are the people I remember, by the way. Hey, thanks for coming and shaking my hand. Because the person up here, I'm not some sort of untouchable person. I'm just like you. In figuring out, here's cool. I'm trying to figure out when my PhD's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And I'm excited about it. It's not like, oh, I got to study. Oh, I get to study. Because there is an alternative. Nothing. And people actually, if you're really good at what you do, they'll pay you to get an education. How cool is that? And you'll really like what you do. Work on your brand. Work on your brand. Yes?
I've got a few people that can testify to this. How many people went at ISSA meetings that I drove by the year to go talk to people?
Good. Good. Well, I'm also very impressed with that. You should. I do remember those that speak to me, and I'm looking for some follow-up. So come talk to me. Yes, that was an awkward look. Yes, you need to follow up with me. I am happy to meet with you. You've got to tell me what you want. Hey, I'm stuck here. Or, hey, can you help me with this? And if I can't deal with it, we have a board that's phenomenal. I'm in the position I am right now because of their support. And I will tell you, my life-changing event was opportunities. I went to an ISSA meeting 13 years ago. Made to get it, by the way. A good friend of mine said, you're going to the ISSA meeting. I'm like, nope, going home. He's like, no, you're going. I'm going to stop talking to you. I'm like, oh. So I went. And I walked up to the president at the time and said, how can I help? And that's where it launched. Triangle InfoSec. You should be there. You need to be there. Bunch of companies looking for people just like you to learn their skill sets. Hey, I noticed you have a portal, a website. What can I do to learn your tool? You know how flattering that is? I'm very interested in this. Name the company. Darktrace. I'm interested in Darktrace. I'm interested in SaaS. I'm interested in fill in the blank. I want to learn about your company. How can I do that? What are they going to say? No. If they do, come find me. I need to speak to them pretty quickly. They're going to open up the conference and go, sure, let me get you some white papers. What can I do to learn? And they will help you. But there's 2 opportunities right there. And those are for you. Is it going to be uncomfortable? Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of people there, but so what? That could be your next BFF. You never know.
Well, you can always find me too if you're scared.
Yes. Gwen's not scared of
I'm not
anything.
bashful.
No. Eric Thomas said, there's 86,400 seconds in a day. What you doing with it? What are you wasting? Sleep too late? Wake up groggy? Didn't wake up looking good, feeling good, smelling good? It's very important, especially in IT. Leadership. Self-motivated. Nobody needs to go and prod you. Do you really want this? No. Self-motivated. Not going to come up and go, let me get your desk ready for you, and let me get this project all nice, and you just sit here and be comfortable. No. It's going to be fun. Consistent. When work needs to get done, they should come to you. Hey, my man right here, he can outwork anybody. Hey, you may not know it, but I'm going to give him the resources. He's got this. I can step away. Just give him what he needs and step away. That's a good quality. You're a learner. We're all are. I'm trying to figure out what's next for me, and I'm excited about that. But you know what frustrates me? Bad information is worse than ignorance. Hear that? Bad information is worse than ignorance. I like good information. How are you going to train me? Do I have the best resources that I need? If you don't, find that smart person and say, which book are you using? Which video can I watch? That's the learner that you need to be. Ethics, have them. Make sure that you're not ashamed of anything that you're doing or what you're posting, because we're watching. I know I am. People are watching me all the time. You're watching me now, and I'm watching you. I can see when you slouch. I can see when you roll your eyes. Nobody's rolled any eyes yet, so that's good. I'm watching you. That's a good thing. Be consistent. Innovate. What are you doing to change? How are you learning? How are you using your time wisely? How much time are you devoting every day to your craft? I have a rule, 45 minutes a day to your new craft. That means you get your biscuits out of the bed 45 minutes early, or you stay up a little later, or you pack your lunch and you sit at your desk and learn. That's what I do. I gain time back. I pack my lunch 3 days a week, do a little meal prep. I can sit at my desk, put my headset on, be comfortable, and learn something. And I can enjoy my own good cooking. That's a good thing. Make the opportunity, and they're all around you. The question is, are you sleeping through it? Let me acknowledge something too. I get sometimes you get in a rut. The difference between a rut and a grave is depth. If you can't get out of that rut, go talk to somebody. We all feel that. We all get overwhelmed. One of my colleagues, most precious thing she said to me today, she said, man, I'm drowning. I said, yeah, I'm in the pool with you. But you know what? Lock on to me. We'll figure it out. Last thing I want to tell you is help others. Get over yourself. Most wonderful thing you can say to anybody is, hey, anything I do to help? Hey, you look like you're different today. You good? Anything I can do? You hungry? Let me go get you a hot dog, a slice of pizza. Hey, you thirsty? Something to do. We all need something besides a phone to stare at. And that needs to be you. This is not anything innovative. This is a mind shift that you have to kick in and live with a sense of urgency. Notice I didn't say panic. Urgency. I'm excited about learning because we are losing that. Man, I have to go to school. No. You get to go to school. Well, I have to do this assignment. No. You get to do that assignment. And when you have that, you're now a sharpened instrument. When you go into a job interview and you're excited, hey, I know your mission, man. That is the best thing I've heard. To securely connect anything so everything is possible. Are you kidding? That's the most, and you think they're going to be like, whoa, man, I gotta get this person. And you may be chosen just because of your drive, because of your work ethic. Don't quit. I use this in every talk I give. 13 years ago, I was going after my ISSA, and I did not have the money to buy the $100 book. I was sitting in the class, feeling pretty bad. Everybody had their brand new books. I'm like, whoo. Valdez Lad walked up to me. He said, where's your book? I was honest with him. I can't afford it. He went back over and gave me a book that was about 2 years old and slid it across the table. That lit me on fire. Took that book, started asking people, hey, this book's good. Do you have any videos I can watch? Yeah, I got some. Got a whole series here. You want them? Boom. Sean Harris's videos. Ching. CISSP. But that intervention was a life event. That was a positive life event. I think we all could use quite a few of those. But you gotta want it. You gotta want this more than anything. Here are my areas of expertise. Things that I'm really passionate about. And that list is growing. If there's anything I can do to help, that's what we're here for. But here's my challenge to you. You ready? A little homework for you. 2 things. First thing is I'd like you to go to YouTube. I'm going to twist your arm, make you go to YouTube. And I'd like you to listen to Eric Thomas or Les Brown. You should be on your phone now writing this down, and I'm watching you. Eric, Thomas, or Les Brown. I want you to listen to that, and I want you to come back with a quote. And I'm going to ask Gwen or any of the administrative staff to tell me who those folks are, because I'm going to put you in a raffle. I'm going to give away a $100 gift card out of my pocket. I'm going to raffle. Anybody who does a quote, your name goes in the raffle. I'll randomly draw it. I'll let Siri do it. And you're in the running. What spoke to you? You know, one of my favorites? Someone's perception of you does not have to be your reality. What do they see when they see you? Here's something very important. What do you see when you see you? Okay? Here's the last assignment. I want you to map your day out every 30 minutes. You're not doing this for me, by the way. It's just for you. You wake up in the morning, every 30 minutes, tell me what you're doing on an average day. And then you tell me where you have time and things you're going to have to let go. That phone is not paying you. That television show, not paying you. Yeah, I know. Don't you take away my TV. Yes, I'm talking about lay it down. All right? Yeah.
You already don't have time for that stuff.
Then you come talk to me and we'll talk about how we can work that out. It's all about time management.
I'm actually late for work. I don't want to leave.
Roger that. No, if you need to leave, you get you. I am not bothered by that at all.
I'm intrigued.
Good. If you don't need to be late for work. You follow up with Gwen and you tell me, you give your information to her and we'll talk, okay?
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure. So you do your 30 minutes and you come and you come talk to me and we'll have a conversation. You're going to have to make some lifestyle changes. You may have to get up when it's still dark outside. Yeah, well, if you're already doing that, I'm good with that too, because I got up this morning, agile, mobile, and hostile. I am ready to go to work. Okay? Those are your two assignments. When you turn those into Gwen and the other administration, you get in for that raffle. But that's for you to take a look at what you're doing in your day. I'm going to finish with this, and I'm going to have some questions. Say again?
Can you say those two names?
Absolutely. Eric Thomas, or Les, L-E-S, Brown like the color.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is it fair to say that you enjoy your work more than you enjoy TV?
I enjoy what I do now far greater than I do television, even though I'm a die-hard Walking Dead fan. I haven't watched the last season because I absolutely would not stop until I was top of my class at ECU. And it wasn't going to be, if I didn't get an A, you know, your A work. I don't do B work. And if I get a B, I'm going to my professors and go, tell me what I did wrong. Not what you do to me. What did I do wrong? Because I'm going to fix it. The administration are laughing because too many people are like, what'd they do to you, baby? Nobody did anything to you. You figure it out. Every professor is different. Let me brag on one. Dr. Lunsford. Dr. Lunsford was hard. Let me tell you something. I respect him. He gave me a good work ethic. I knew when I got his classes, and I had four classes with him, it was going to be hard. But you know what? Absolutely. So I'm going to finish with this, and we're going to answer some questions. Next step is up to you. Ball's in your court. Christy and I are here for you. We care about you, and we want to help you. The question is, what you going to do about it? Okay. What questions do you have? Too much pretty for you? No questions?
What's the number one thing, or is there a list of things that people in your field, when you go for an interview, they look for?
Sure, passion. They're looking. How many of you want to work with a weirdo? A lazy weirdo. Anybody hand up? Number one thing, teachable. I will say, and I'll brag on him too, Evan Strickland. Evan's just a wonderful man. Say, you know what? You may not know it, but if you're teachable, I'd rather have you. But you see, I can't teach work ethic.
Right.
That's right here. Your passion and teachability in writing things down. If somebody's talking to you, you should have a piece of paper out, you should be wearing out your phone. What did he say? Hey, what do I do? That's the number one thing that I hear is they come in and they're just, I don't really know how to do that. Really? They didn't practice. Do you expect any NBA players or NFL players to walk out there and go, oh man, didn't go to the weight room, didn't go to any of the practices, I got this? No. Ray Lewis? Anybody know Ray Lewis? No. Ray Lewis is a monster. But you're not going to outwork that guy. Yeah? Pick anybody you want. You're going to have to practice. And if you don't have time to do that, we need to get on the WebEx and talk. Because you can talk to me. You can talk to Christy. We've been through interviews. If you wanted to do an interview with Duke, I'm sure we could find somebody at Duke. Don Elsner, he's our education director. Brilliant man. He'd sit down with you. Hey, you're going in to talk to Duke? Cool. Come talk to me. Let me tell you about the culture, what you can expect. That's a wonderful thing. But that passion, I've seen it flip the other way too. I've seen it just horrible. What other questions do you have? Let me ask you a question. Was this helpful?
Yes.
Good. Good. You should have questions. And if you don't have them now and you want to think about them, I'm expecting emails. I love emails. I'll respond to your emails. You come back with questions. Anything else? Any challenges? Yes. Absolutely. Gwen will have that for you. I'll write it up on the board. I'm glad to give that to you, and you can reach out to me. And if you need something, we're going to meet you. One of the tag phrases I like is, I'm going to meet you where you are. Because you're different than him. You're different than her. But we got to figure out where you are, and I can't figure that out by walking up and staring at you. You got to tell me, hey, I'm stuck. I got a time management problem, and I'm late for work, but I'd really like to talk to you again. Not a problem we can overcome. Can you get an internet connection? Sure. Can you get on a WebEx or a GoToMeeting? We can handle that. But walk out of here with a different attitude. You need to reset yourself. And no one should outwork you. You're representing this institution. That could be good or bad. Those who say they can and those who say they can't are both right. That was from Denzel Washington, one of his talks that I absolutely like. So which one are you? Are you an alpha male? Are you an alpha female? Do you really want this? Make that decision. And if the answer is no, be honest with yourself. Don't sit back. Don't have cowardice. To know what the right thing to do and not do that is the worst type of cowardice. And it's going to be uncomfortable. It's fine. And the other thing is, you're amongst friends. Yes, ma'am.
We're pushing for certifications,
Yes.
and a lot of people are interested in the Security Plus.
Yes.
Is there, and I know you and I and Christy have all talked about this, maybe we could get together a study group.
I do one every Sunday. I do it online. Go to meeting. Yep, sure do. Yeah, we can figure that out. Everybody's like, well, I don't have time. Yes, you do. I always do it on Sunday afternoons. And we do a review. We use the same book. And we help you do that. But the accountability is it's time to go to work. Because all these certifications is what's going to get you into the door along with your education. If you don't have that, that isn't going to work. You're going to get stuck. And that's not a good place to be right now. And those are great questions. How many of you have these certifications? Raise your hand. If you're lacking a certification, that's on you. You need help? You need a study group? Is there something that you don't understand? You got to find somebody and say, I don't understand this. Explain it to me simply. And if I can't, maybe Christy will explain it in a different way. Everybody learns differently. Some are visual. You give me a picture or a video, I got that. You give me a PDF, right? If you tell me, I'm going to frantically write it down. Give me a video. Those are things you can do. Absolutely possible. You want to work for Cisco, you think it might be important to get a Cisco cert?
Yeah.
Cool. If you want to work for Cisco, do you think security is top of mind for them? Good. Those are the baselines. And then from there, it's launching. ISSP, and then the flavors of ice cream get infinite. Maybe you love cloud, maybe you love data center, whatever that may be. Let us know how we can help. And here's something I'll challenge you with. Most people, I get about a 30% kill rate. 30% of the people come back and talk to me, and I'm fine with those. Because that's 30% we're going to invest into. We're going to talk to. We're going to spend time with. Because that's really what you need. But if you talk to me and go, well, I'm going to talk to you, and you don't talk to me, then I'm going to lean on you a little, and then I'm just going to say, you made a choice. Same way with Christy. We want to invest in you, but I'm not dragging you by your ear. Sorry, I don't have time for that. But let us know how we can help you, and here's the last thing I'll tell you. It was a pleasure being with you today. Absolute pleasure being with you today. If you need us, I'm going to put my contact information up. Reach out to us with Christy's contact information as well. Let us know how we can help. If I come back here in a couple months and you ask again and I haven't seen your email, we're going to have a difficult and uncomfortable conversation with one another. And I'm okay with that because I need that. Get a mentor. If you don't have one, let me know. We'll find you one. You got to talk to somebody other than the people around you. If you're the smartest person in your group, get another group. Get the smart people. But thank you for your time today. And please finish this pizza. There's a lot of pizza left. Go ahead.